Challenges around theatre are vast. I mean, for starters, a lot of people feel that theatre is a dying medium. I beg to differ. I have such passion for the medium, and it's always quite challenging to get sponsors on board to support these projects, because let's face it, filling seats, or depending on sort of audience revenues, to sort of sustain a shows of this magnitude are crazy. And then of course the challenge of working with amateur actors and singers, etc., who had to be trained to a certain skill level, and balancing that with schoolwork and other things, and then bringing together a team on a shoestring budget. I really had to rely on relationships and friendships I've had to bring the right people on board, without whom this thing couldn't have worked. And to bring the sort of passion and give the sort of time required to make a show like this work, trying to juggle all these things, I have to give hats off to my amazing team at Zwile for keeping me sane. I suppose I have to say this brings me joy when I think about it, because people came to me after the show and asked me what I thought, or where I thought some of the characters I wrote would end up. And that inspired me to start writing ideas around where they would go and how they would end up. I'm writing the next show, where the working title for which is Rise Up. And we should see some of those characters resurface. Why an album? Because it can go places a show can't go. Theatre's our passion, and it's usually the first sort of platform we sort of air our ideas. There are people who couldn't be at the Hope Project, the stage play, and who couldn't be at Rise, who will hear this and find hope and be inspired. The shows, I think between the two shows there's about, let's say, about 20 original compositions that go hand in hand with the stories that are being told. First one being Our Conversation, which features my good friends and talented artist Tamasha and Garabo Mongatandi. He's a phenomenal gospel artist, and I wrote that particular song with Emily Dangwa, a good friend of mine. The second one, Pray On, You Don't Have to Know, is a song I wrote for a friend of mine who was very ill at university, and he never knew. In fact, to this day, he doesn't know I ever wrote him this song. And that's the point of the song, that there's things happening on our behalf because people are praying for us. To get my friend RJ Benjamin on this track was just such an honor. The only track gospel track he's ever been on, he's ever recorded. He's obviously R&B, soul, house, famous for those genres. And to have him on this track was just such a blessing and to mentor. In fact, RJ Benjamin and Chadwin Alexander, my music director for the live shows, Chadwin is lead producer on the tracks we worked on, we recorded, and RJ would be his co-production partner. They're co-production partners for a lot of work they do. Number 4's got Jared John. He's like the quintessential pop star, I promise you. He works hard, and I know he's been in the studio working on his own project for a while with Chad and RJ, and this song just had his name all over it, his voice quality, and a song that talks about how despite everything we've been given, we've been set up to basically make it, and God has done everything He can to empower us with what we need in terms of people, resources, and He's put it in us to make it. But we keep falling, and that's the human condition. It's the get up. So what did surface was 2 amazing artists who have brought such a quality and texture to the project that I would never, as a writer, as a sort of producer, have brought out myself. And that's Bongile Lukube, who's currently working on a debut album, an amazing song called In Here. It speaks about how no one can argue about what you're experiencing. That's the most powerful thing about growing spiritually. And then there's Riffy. He's an amazing writer producer. Like he did almost everything on this track with the exception of maybe 1 or 2 backing vocals. Phenomenal writer. On his song Shine Again, which basically closes off the album, he talks about how, again, this embodies the spirit of the project as a whole. Rise, you know what I mean? The sun is going to shine again. We are dabbling in other mediums outside of theatre and music, production. There's a strong itch to get some film made. But again, that's when we have to approach with caution. But we are talking to people in that area. In the meantime, though, I mean, we're still finalizing details about music videos for the current project to get those released, to get people knowing about this project, take it on tour. We want to explore new genres, we want to explore new styles, and there's so many things we want to get done, and we'll get to them. Right now, it's all about letting you know that this is out. If you've got one already, get one for your family, your friends. You can't go wrong. It's important stuff. It's important stuff, and we love what we do, and we hope you love it too. The sun is gonna shine again. The dark hour comes before dawn. You need to hold on. The sun is gonna shine again. The dark hour comes before dawn. Your soul, you know why you've been hurting all along. The dark hour comes before dawn. You need to hold on. The sun is gonna shine again. The dark hour comes before dawn. Moistens your soul. You know why you've been hurt.